Hello dear students. Let's see one more example program which will explain call by address and call by value. Now notice in this program we have been given a function f1 again, where the first parameter is a pointer, but the second parameter is not a pointer, it is a simple integer pointer. So it is but obvious that the first parameter will always receive address, whereas the second parameter will simply receive an integer value. Let's not read f1 function, let's read main first, because we know main is going to get executed first. In main we have two variables x and y. So as we had in the earlier program, x is a variable in the memory, maybe it is a 2-byte variable having a value 10. Let's assume address of x is 100, 101 in the memory, and y is another integer variable, 2-byte variable with value 20. Let's say that the address of y is 200, 201. Okay, and now the next line is printing x and y. So obviously the first output is going to be 1020. Now have a look at the call here, which I am underlining. Check that f1 is called by passing address of x. So clearly this first pointer written here will receive address of x. But the second parameter passed is value of y. Don't read it as y. We are not passing y, we are passing value of y, and value of y is 20, which is received by this simple integer parameter p2. So there will be a pointer p1 now in the memory. P1 is a pointer. Okay, and what is P1 going to receive? It's going to receive address of x. That's what we have passed. So P1 will be 100. And we say P1 points to x. And then there is one more parameter P2, but this is not a pointer. This is a simple integer and it stores the value 20. Look what P2 has done. P2 has simply copied the value of y. Value of y was 20, correct? That y has been copied in P2. Now when we run the function, asterisk P1 is increased by 1. But all of you know by now that asterisk P1 means value of x. So value of x gets increased by 1. But then we are also incrementing P2 by 1. Well, incrementing P2 by 1 simply increases P2. It doesn't affect y. Although y was copied in P2, but P2 and y are now different variables. So incrementing P2 of course makes P2 21, but doesn't make y as 21. Now the next line is printing asterisk P1 and P2. Asterisk P1 means x and P2 is simply a value 21. So asterisk P1 means x, so it will print 11, that's the next output, and 21, which is the value of P2. Now notice, here ends our function due to this close brace. So you know that when the function ends, these parameters are destroyed. So what will happen is that by the time we get back to main, these parameters are already destroyed and we are back in main. Yes? So when we are back in main, you please try to understand where are we going to return, or where are we going to come back? We are going to come back after the function call. Isn't it so? So let's go back to main now. And you know that this call is over, this is done. So this line will now run, which is printing x comma y. Now notice, x was 10, but the pointer in the function has modified x to 11. So when we are printing x in main, 11 will be printed, but y will be 20. There was no change made to y, because y was copied in integer parameter P2, and any changes made to P2 did not affect y. Okay, let's see the second call now. The second call is passing address of y and then x. So obviously P1, which is a pointer, will receive address of y. So if you say that P1 is a pointer now, in the memory, then P1 receives address of Y, which is 200. So we say P1 points to Y. But then second parameter P2 simply receives value of X. Check the second parameter here. We are passing value of X, and remember value of X now is 11. It was 10, but now it has become 11. So what happens is that there is a parameter P2. There is a parameter P2 which simply is the value of X. Note, X was 11 and this value is simply copied by P2. Now what happens when we increase asterisk P1 by 1 in the function? Just check, increasing asterisk P1 by 1 means increasing Y by 1. So Y, which was 20, will become 21. And increasing P2 by 1 will only increase the value of P2. It won't affect X, although X was copied in P2. But P2 and X both are different variables. Now the next line is printing asterisk P1. Remember, asterisk P1 is Y. And we are printing asterisk P1 first. So 21 will be printed. That's value of Y. And then we are printing P2. But P2 is 12 as you see. So 12 will be printed. And now the function is again coming to an end. So when function comes to an end, P1 and P2, the parameters will be destroyed. So now we don't have this P1 and P2 in the memory, and we are back in main, isn't it? So if you're back in main, then the values of X and Y, now the new values or updated values of X and Y are 11 and 21. You can check. So you are back over here, isn't it? Because this call is over. Now you are printing X, which will be 11, and you are printing Y, which will be 21 now. Now have a look at this interesting call. F1 address of X followed by X. So address of X will go in P1. So we can say that there is a pointer P1 which stores address of X. Address of X is 100. So P1 is really pointing to X. But what is the second parameter you watch? Second parameter is value of X. And value of X is 11. Check the picture. Value of X is 11. So P2 literally stores the value 11. So we have an integer parameter P2 whose value is 11. Now what does it mean when you say increment asterisk P1 by 1? Asterisk P1 means value of X. So you are incrementing value of X by 1. X becomes 12. But what do you mean by incrementing P2 by 1? Incrementing P2 by 1 means increment P2 to 12. But that won't affect X. Although we have copied the value of X in P2, P2 is a simple integer parameter which is different from X now. And then we are printing asterisk P1 followed by P2. Asterisk P1 means X, whose value is 12. So the first output is 12. And then we are printing P2 here. P2 is also 12, observe. And again the function comes to an end. Now what happens when the function ends is again these parameters are deleted, correct? So we don't have these pointers anymore because they were created inside the function. And when we are back in main, obviously we will be after this call where we are printing X and Y. But notice X is now 12 and Y is 21. So the last output will be 12 followed by 21. This is the overall output of the code. Look, you don't need any qualification to trace the output of the program. You only need to know fundamentals of pointers, and patiently if you draw these diagrams, even in GATE exam, obviously on the scratch pad given, you have to draw these diagrams, and then you will ultimately understand without any luck. Obviously you will understand what is the output. Well, I hope you have followed the mixture of address and simple parameter. Okay. So see you in the next video with some more examples. Thank you very much.